I remember when I was a little kid, I used to love three things in particular. I used to love going to the roller rink, wrestling in the backyard with my buddies, and laying in bed during that minute before you fell asleep. How can I explain? The moment where you're trapped between reality and your dreams, almost lost in imagination. In those seconds, I would contemplate the future. I would wonder how I'd look when I was 14, and when I'd get my first kiss, and who would I become in 10 years from now. Wow, yeah, now it's 10 years later, and yet I still glide on my rollerblades every once in a while. I even made it to the varsity wrestling team several years ago. This year I even became captain, and I still have that pause between darkness and beauty every night. So, I suppose not much has changed, but strangely at the same time, nothing, it seems the same. I dream of the future, yet ironically miss the past. Guess that's just human nature. I've traveled the world more than most teenagers ever will, and I have met some of the most unique people with stories that outmatch mine any day. I'm not bragging, but I'm just thanking everyone I've ever known for these brief moments. I remember when I used to close my eyes and I would squeeze my palms saying how I was going to teleport through time, and when I opened them I would be done with the test, done with 8th grade, or just finished with high school in general. However, as I've reached my senior year, I squeeze my eyes once more, almost entertaining my past self, but to realize how much time has really passed. Every day you meet new people, you experience some new conversation, witness those brief moments of truly living that make you glad that you didn't glide through the past several years with a blink. A lot of my friends say how they wish things could go back to when the times were good, and yet also close their eyes and wish for the hard times to pass by. I say to my friends when they tell me this, I say, just live each day with meaning. Make the current enjoyable and memorable as you wish for in the future to make the hard times with the bad. Light is defined by darkness, and just like the good times in life are accented by the hardships, the pain that allows us to feel, know we are alive. It's been four long years of high school, and I've had some of my most miserable and yet memorable moments of my life. It was the best of times and it was the worst of times. So now as I pack my bags for college, I lay in bed at night, I close my eyes, I smile, and I dream.
It's the best of times. It's the end of times. It's the best of times. It's the end of times. Best of times, the end of times. I was always on deck, I was next in line. An only child with a pen and pad, writing a list of things I could never have. Walls in my house were paper thin, every squabble seemed to get deafening. My memory served me correctly and made it a point to avoid and forget some things. Proudly to keep from being embarrassed. Never meant to upset or give grief to my parents. Kept my secrets, hidden my talents in my head, never under the mattress. Therapy couldn't break me. Never learned a word that would ensure safety, so I spoke softly. And I tiptoed off, and the door to my room was like a big old coffin. The way that it creaked when I closed it shut. Anxieties peaked when it opened up, as if everything that I was thinking would be exposed. I still sleep fully clothed. It was the best of times. It was beautiful, it was brutal, it was cruel, it was business as usual, heaven, it was hell. Used to wonder if I lived to see 12. When I did, I figured that I was immortal. Loved to dance but couldn't make it to the formal. Couldn't bear watching my imaginary girlfriend bust a move with any other dude.